Tiny House Prepper.
Live simple, live free.
Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill,
And I'm Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper.
and we have some friends here.
Yes.
Hi.
We are in the home of Nate and Doriana.
And Emmett.
And there's
Emmett.
Emmett and Pepper.
Pepper. Hi, Pepper.
Yes, I Pepper.
And we are very happy to be here.
Yes.
Let me tell you what happened and why we're here. When we were on our trip recently, and we were out there in Branson, and there's a sight and sound theater out there. Now I don't know if you know what sight and sound is, but it's a Christian theatrical troupe, I guess you call it, and they are absolutely world class, like something you would see on Broadway. It just blows us away. Mm-hmm. And they have one in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and they have one in Branson. So we had seen one show when we were in Lancaster for our 38th anniversary 3 years ago, and we saw Samson.
Yep.
So when we were in Branson, we thought, well, that would be cool if we could go to Sight and Sound while we're out there. So we looked up to see what was showing, and they were showing Samson, the same one we had just seen, so we decided not to go. But then, you know, our videos are always like a week or two behind. So about a week later, I get an email from Doriana, and she was so excited that we were in Branson, and she said that she works at Sight and Sound, and that she could get us tickets for the show in Branson for Samson.
Yeah.
And so I emailed her back and I said, that's wonderful, I would love to, but we're no longer there, we're home now. Of course, we live in the Northeast. So we talked back and forth over email for a while.
And I was like, since you live up this way, why not check out our
yeah.
other theater?
So-
we're in the Northeast, yeah.
So we are now in Lancaster, Pennsylvania,
Yes.
in their home, like I said. They both work at Sight and Sound. And in Lancaster, they're showing Jesus, which is the story of the life of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So they were able to
So
get us tickets for that, and we come down and spend the evening with them, and got a hotel, and then tomorrow morning we'll be going to see the show. So we're really excited about that. And then after the show, we got something special because Nate here works in the lighting, and so we're going to be able to go backstage and see what he does there with the lighting and everything. So it's really going to be cool.
Yes.
So we were talking a little earlier. You said that you've been working for 17 years?
Yeah, I've been there for 17 years, all in lighting. Right now, I'm the dimmer board operator, so I operate all the lights in the show. And anything lighting, I've done it, so yeah.
It's incredible.
The show is so, when you watch it, it's so overwhelming. It's such a totally engrossing.
Well, you're
Type of thing.
you're
You're
immersed in it.
You're there. And the lights are such a big part of it, but if they're done right, you don't really even notice them. It's just like a part of it. And if it's done wrong, it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, that means you probably did the lighting when I saw Samson, when we saw Samson 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
So, good job.
Thanks.
I will never forget in Samson, because when the temple comes down, I mean, the earth is shaking, you can feel your bones rattling, and there's all this crashing, and then it becomes utterly dark,
Yeah.
you know, and it's completely silent, and then the lights come back up, and everybody around us was like, whoa, cheering, and Bill and I are sitting there in our seats going, whoa, what just happened? It was perfectly, incredibly well done.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, the lights go out and you have 12 seconds to clear the stage.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of people and a lot of moving parts to get it out of the way. So.
That must take incredible, like, practice and...
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that scene in general, they practiced that scene in the light, I don't know, for 3 or 4 days before they even went into show lighting. So that way, you know, they know where everybody stands. We actually had to mark the floors, so that way it was like safe zones.
Yeah.
Because if one of those temples fell on you, that would have been it for you.
Do they
You
use
know,
glow
were-
paint for that?
Yeah, no, I don't know if it was glow paint or they just like paint pen the
White.
floor,
Yeah.
you know, white. So it says, you know, don't stand here when all the columns start to fall. So
Yeah, I mean, it's dramatic.
We've been spending the evening here talking to them, and they were telling us some stories about things that have happened. And one of the cool things about Sight and Sound shows is that they all have live animals in them. So they were telling us about the animals, and that some of them were used here and then shipped out to Branson for the show out there and that sort of thing. But very interesting stuff.
Like the donkey trained to sit down and
Yeah.
not let Jonah pull him. You know.
Yeah.
Now, so Doriana, you've been at Sight and Sound for a long time too.
Yes, I have. We actually met there. I started in the catwalks. I was a spotlight operator. And
Up in
then
the ceiling.
Up in the ceiling.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And so I got injured, so I was afraid to be on stage. So then I got a job in the purchasing department, and then I had a baby and took some time off, and then I went back. I'm back and I'm doing laundry. I wash the costumes, costume maintenance.
You must have to be really careful with them. Are a lot of them really delicate? Or I mean,
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yep, they very. So a lot of them are line dry, so you have
Oh,
to
gosh.
hang them all up and put a fan on them.
So
sure,
how many?
because they're delicate stuff.
So how many people are in that department that do the laundry?
There's just two of us.
Just two of you.
Yep,
Oh
yep.
man.
Oh wow!
Me and Kelly.
And how big is a typical cast for a show?
It's around 50. So we have 50 in the cast, and there's roughly 45 tech members. So,
Okay, but you probably don't do the tech and the laundry.
No. Nope.
you know,
Just
you're-
costume.
They have to do their own.
So you're basically doing the costume, all the laundry costume for 50 people.
About half. We each have our own side of the stage, so yeah.
Okay, but I mean the two of you, your department.
Oh yes, two.
Yeah.
Yep, Kelly and I. Yep.
Okay.
Emmett, come
Now
here.
you were saying that how many people work probably for Sight and Sound here and then in Branson?
It's around 450 in the Lancaster Theater, and right around 250 in the Branson Theater.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, he's cute.
Emmett, come on, buddy.
We I had asked Nate here, how long does it usually take from the idea of what story they want to do until it's actually ready? And you're saying like probably about.
Probably about 4 years from initial idea till it's on the stage.
Wow. I mean, and there's so much careful. I mean, he was talking about how long it takes just to set the lighting up. You know.
Yeah, it's somewhere around like 2 years just to design all of the lights for the show, from the beginning of design till it's on the stage.
And when you see some of the sets and some of the lighting, I will show you some clips of it. You'll see what we mean. I mean, the sets are just fabulous, and all the lighting is just. Well, like I said earlier, you don't really notice the lighting if it's done right, but if it's done wrong, the sets are all wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it
so
looks so incredible. Well, now that I tell you what, that's a lot of work, because that must mean that you're doing design and prep on several shows at the same time that you're performing shows that have already been prepped.
Yeah.
do you have a second stage where you practice, or do you take the sets down to practice a different show and then put them back again?
No, I mean, right now we're getting ready to do Esther next year, so a lot of our sets are still being built down in our shop, and our Branson Theater will actually build some of the sets and then ship them back up here for the show. But yeah, like most of the design just happens with computers. There's a handful of things that you don't know if they're fully going to work until they get up to the stage. So
Wow.
We've got lots of departments
no.
working
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, and our lighting department, our lighting design team, there's actually 5 people on that team. Hey, bud. And we have different designers working on different shows.
Okay.
So you have one designer working on Esther, and another designer working on Moses, like when it comes back, or Noah when it goes to Branson, you know. And then when we're done with that, one of them will go to the next show. So that way they're, you know, multiple people doing the different jobs. So
Wow. Well,
Wow.
I am just so excited to be able to see the show tomorrow.
We're so
Jesus,
excited.
Jesus is
for
one
you.
of I've really wanted.
it's my favorite show, and I've been there for 17 years and
Is that right?
worked all these different shows, and it's my favorite. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I've wanted to see that one. I'm so thankful that they're all good, but I'm thankful that that's the one, because I wanted to see that so badly.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited. It's going to be interesting. We can probably talk about this more when we get a chance to be there. But I'm so interested in where in the world they put all those animals, and you know, I mean, there's so many animals, and they got to go somewhere,
Yeah.
you know, and people must be training them, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, some of the animals, it's, you know, hundreds and hundreds of times of repetition to learn what they're doing. They'll start from, you know, 10 feet away, and here's your treat, come get it, and then they'll just slowly work their way back. And in the show, there's animals that run from the stage out through the house, up some hallways, and into a little pen, and they've been trained to do that.
So stay out of the aisle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Lots
Yeah.
of horses and goats and sheep and
Yeah.
stuff in the aisle. So.
Well, and it's, I've seen ducks, and
Yeah.
it just amazes me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool.
We just can't thank you enough, and
Oh yeah.
we're so enjoying the evening here with you. We've got a few hours yet this evening, so.
Yeah.
Happy early anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Actually,
this is amazing.
we
Yeah.
went to see Samson on our 38th anniversary, and now we are less than a week away from our 41st anniversary.
So we'll be seeing it real close.
Yeah.
We're back here in Lancaster at Sight and Sound, very close to our 41 anniversary.
And when we were making the arrangements, I didn't even realize the date.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty
I love
cool.
how that works out.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So.
Alrighty.
So stay tuned, and we'll show you some of the video of the show and the backstage. Now we can't actually take video of the show as it's happening while we're seeing it.
You know what? I'm just as glad that way I can just be there and experience
But
it.
Sight and Sound has provided us with the preview of the show, and with a bunch of separate clips that we're allowed to show. So we'll show you those and maybe explain what's going on or whatever. So.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
excited. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
There's a place where stories from the Bible come to life on stage.
This man has lived in darkness, but today he will see the light.
Who exactly is he?
I heard he's merely the son of a carpenter.
This year, Sight and Sound Theaters invites you to experience the greatest rescue story of all time.
He's a miracle worker, a healer, a prophet.
This Jesus is a rebel.
We must stop this radical. The Pharisees in Jerusalem call him an outlaw.
This would be a very bad time to choose his side.
Everything Jesus does points to love.
Seen by nearly 1 million people in its debut year, the original stage production is returning for one last encore season.
I have changed, and that is who Jesus says I am.
One man did all this.
He is alive in us, and he can live in you too.
Jesus, live on stage at Sight and Sound Theaters.
Well, you know, I was prepared to be blown away, but I was wrong. It was so much better than that. It was mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. The professionalism, yes. I wanted to say professionality. Professionalism of it was every bit as good, if not better, than something you'd see on Broadway or like the Met where we were. It was a musical, not just a play. Fabulous voices, fabulous sets, mind-boggling sets. But most of all was the message.
Yeah. Well, and I loved how they portrayed the people, what Jesus was like interacting with everybody, and the friendships and teasing around, and they were real, you know, very real feeling, and it was just so powerful. You could just suddenly feel the truth that Jesus was so much trying to convey to everybody, and he was so cool, you know, and the disciples were real men, and they were rough around the edges, and oh, it was just, you know, so many things just suddenly got me crying, because I don't know, it's like I realized all over again how very much I love the Lord, how much I love Jesus. And I tell you, you're sitting there and camels are going across the stage, and these incredible horses with Roman soldiers on them, and coming down right in between in the aisles, and it's so immersive and all around you. And that storm, when Peter walked out of the boat to go up
Peter walking on the water,
when Jesus walked up to them, it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, how they can do all that. Just
they have the entire back is a video basically for the backdrop, and he said it's the largest LED screen in the world that was free like that could be moved up and down. And they had incredible scenery in the background, like with the storm. They had the video of a storm at sea with the boats in front of it, and then they had more video down underneath, and it looked flawless. You couldn't even hardly tell that it was something.
The waves were crashing.
Something
the boat
on stage.
Yeah, it was hard to tell it was on stage. Sorry, hon.
We can't even begin to describe it. You just have to see it.
Yeah,
you just have to see it. Yeah.
So it touched us a lot. You know, we both, every time I got a chance to, like, looking over during intermission, both of us are bawling.
Yeah.
You know, at the end we're both, I mean, it just gripped my heart so much.
Yeah, the only problem with it, and I don't understand why they didn't do this, but they did not provide boxes of Kleenex.
Yeah. I came in very carefully prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so powerful. It's just touching everybody all around us.
A good first part of this thing was just basically setting up the story and letting you get to know everybody. Some big, fabulous musical scenes and things like that. And then the tears started like just before the intermission. And then the tears went the whole rest of the way through the second half.
Yes, yes.
And it went through Jesus' crucifixion and his resurrection, and then into his ascension.
And then just the growth of, you know, Peter preaching and everybody rejoicing.
Through the day of Pentecost.
Right.
And that's where it ended, was right after Peter preached at Pentecost.
And it just, the way they presented things, I don't want to give away too much. I want somebody to be able to enjoy it and experience it firsthand.
Right.
But just some of the touching things they did were just so powerful. One thing I will say that I had not ever put together before, and this doesn't spoil anything, but I never thought about how they lowered Jesus' body from the cross. And they just used this big piece of cloth and put it under his arms and around him, and then lowered him gently off the cross. And then that piece of cloth just stayed draped on the cross. And so many times when you see a cross, like for an Easter thing or something, they have a cloth draped on it. And I just suddenly realized that would have been exactly what the cloth would have been like that would have gotten his body down.
Yeah.
Boy, wow, that kind of blew me away. That doesn't spoil anything. I don't want to give away anything that you could just, so it can just be something that you're not expecting if you get a chance to see it, you know.
Yeah.
And starting, I think, I don't remember when it is, but the DVD will be coming out. It's not out yet.
Right.
But
when we were here last time for Samson, which was 3 years ago, we bought a DVD pack of all the shows they had done, like 7 or 8 or 10 of them. I don't remember how many.
There's 6.
Six
There's
of them?
6.
Okay.
But Samson wasn't quite ready yet at that point because it was still running.
So we were in here and I saw the Jesus DVD up on the wall. I got real excited. We're going to buy this one. but it wasn't the DVD yet. It was only the CD of the music.
Right, which is gorgeous.
Yeah,
you know.
so
yeah.
we weren't able to get the DVD yet, but we will.
Yeah.
So everything is on the website, sight&sound.com, I think.
Yeah, it's very easy to
So
find.
I'll put the link below. You can go there. You can see all the shows and the times and the prices and all that. I believe you can also buy, DVDs of the shows and things like that. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, one thing I love, this isn't spoil things too much, but Jonah, there's this whale, like on the DVD.
That wasn't on this show.
No, it was Jonah. We saw it on the DVD, and the whale's like swimming over everybody's
Goes
head.
right out over the audience.
The whole audience.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Anyway, that was pretty neat. Yeah.
So, all right.
So now what are we going to get to do?
So now we're so excited because Nate and Doriana are going to take us on a tour. Nate works in the lighting booth, so he's going to take us in and show us those. He's going to take us backstage and show us all the props and the sets and all that in the backstage and everything. So we're really excited to actually be up there and be able to see it. So,
alrighty.
Want to see a tour of Sight and Sound backstage? Let's go.
Here we go.
So here we are after the show in the, what room is this?
This is the West Control Room.
For all of the lighting.
Yeah, so lighting is over here. So
Okay.
That's where I sit.
Okay. And you control all the lights?
All the lights are controlled there, yep.
Is it just you that does the lights?
Yep, just me.
Okay.
Wow.
And then over here, this is the rainout control booth that runs a lot of the automated set pieces.
So you can sit here and, wow.
That storm when Jesus rescued Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Here's one of the sets that I wasn't allowed to film during the show, but that's just one of dozens.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So then this is the control room on the other side.
Yeah, this
which
is
what?
the East control room. So right here we have the stage manager, the person that calls the entire show. All the shifts, all the details happen there.
Okay.
And then over there to your right, that's the control operator. So they run all the drops, the LED screen, the lift, the ramps, the fog.
This here?
Yeah.
Wow.
All the media happens from there.
This doorway is covered with like encouraging scriptures and
Very cool, guys.
for people.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at those glasses.
Say my daddy works in lighting. Or shades.
Some shades.
Okay, so they have a lot of live animals in the show. They had pigs and sheep, and they had birds flying around. They had horses. They had a donkey, and the Romans, a camel. Yeah, the Roman soldiers would come riding down the aisles on the horses and whatnot, and then they would go back up the aisles. And I thought, what do they do? Go right out into the lobby from there? He said, this right here is the, what'd you call it? The animal ramp?
Animal ramps.
Yeah. So they come up from the end of the aisle in the auditorium, and then they come up these ramps to go back to the zoo, I guess.
Back to the holding rooms.
The holding rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the temple collapse scene, like the goats that just run down the aisle all on their own.
Yeah.
They'll run up these, and then they'll run into these pens all on their own.
So they're trained to do that.
Yep, they're just trained to be let loose, and then just run up these ramps, and then there's troughs here with food in it.
Yeah.
So they know to just run towards the food.
Very cool.
And then there were lots of birds. And you said they go boxes. They just fly right up into the light boxes, you said.
Yep, there's a box that they fly into that's lit, and they know to look for that box. So,
It's really cool.
yeah.
Are we allowed to get video?
Doves.
So here we are actually up on stage.
It's incredible.
And right now they're going through, what do you call it?
This is dimmer check. So what we'll do is twice a week, we'll actually check all of our lights in the show. So, and we have about 1,500 lights in our show.
1,500.
1,500 lights in our show.
Okay.
And we have 126 moving lights. So these lights right here are part of our moving lights. And at our dimmer check, we'll go through every single one of those lights and make sure it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
Just a minute ago, they were swirling all around.
Yep. Yeah.
But there's the part of the sets. Absolutely stunning. Here's the house.
Yeah, it's a little dark out there.
How many, do you know how many of the seats?
It was 2,069, but I think it's 2,085 or something like that now.
2,085 seats. Thanks.
I was
Say
kind of
that
teasing.
again.
There really is a Zamboni.
So,
yeah.
so every night after the show, we have to Zamboni the stage because of the animals' poop on the stage.
Okay.
So we have to clean it up and sanitize it. So,
Oh, there's a ducky.
Yeah,
that's the mascot.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I was wondering if some poor actor ever managed.
over here is our stage lift. So this here is our stage lift. So this goes about 20, 25 feet into the basement. So this whole section here.
So it's a big elevator.
It's just basically a big elevator.
Okay. Yeah, there
So
it
we
is.
store some sets in the basement, and then
Okay.
during the show we bring them up. And this is the wedge. And our Jerusalem set pieces. So the wedge and the Jerusalem set pieces here are controlled by the Raynox system. So nobody actually moves them. They have big wheels on them, and they're pre-programmed. You just push the go button, and they'll move around.
Yeah, they
wherever
move all
need
around
to
the
go.
stage all
Yep.
through the whole show.
Yep.
I could just see people underneath pushing them.
Yeah, no, I mean,
It's all
these things
automated.
are crazy heavy.
Yeah,
Used to push all the
Yeah.
it's part of the temple wall or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, one of the temples. The other one's over here.
Yeah,
So,
there's another one.
Yep.
That was cool. They had what, four of them or five of them?
so this is Peter's boat. So this one is special. So it also has the special McCutcheon wheel, so it can move in any direction. But this boat lifts up as well.
Right.
So
saw
it'll
that.
move. It'll go up about 10 or 12 feet. It has its own lift on it, and then when it's up there, it can pitch back and forth.
Like in the storm.
Yeah. So it looks like it's riding the waves.
How did they have waves in front?
So the waves in the front was this set piece here, with just a big blue fabric over it and a projection.
That one. Okay, a projection. Okay.
Yeah, this front projection on that.
And then how did they get that came first and then the ship came up and got
Yep.
lifted up between them?
Yep.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And you can't really see it. It's up in the ceiling. It's the LED screen.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if it's still true, but it was the world's largest flying LED screen. So it's 110 foot wide and 30 foot tall.
Well,
So they dropped that behind, put the ships in the middle, and then that was in the front.
Yep.
and
We're not supposed to touch them.
the boats were just really amazing because at one time I think they had
I didn't have the
4
deal.
on stage at once, and they all move across the stage, so they were all like flowing, you know, sort of together and turning together. And in the background behind it was a great big huge wall of video of the ocean and
Waves,
the
huge.
waves, and I mean it was one of the most realistic things I've ever seen as far as something you'd see on stage. It was really amazing. So this was one of the boats. This was the main one that Peter was
Yep.
on.
Yep.
So. Oh, and the scene where Peter walked on the water, mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's so
You have
cool.
to see it. You can't really explain it. You
No.
have to see it.
It's pretty.
And then the rain curtain. So there's.
Yeah.
Supposed to touch.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
You're okay.
I was wondering, was that real rain?
It's real rain.
Yeah.
We have 2 different rain curtains. One's a 30-foot rain curtain that has warm water in it for the girl to dance in,
Okay.
so that way she's not dancing in cold water.
Right.
And then we have a 100-foot rain curtain for the storm.
Yeah.
So they'll turn the one on for the girl to dance in, and then they'll turn the 100-foot rain curtain on for the storm.
So how do you catch the water?
So all the water is caught in a rain trough, which is actually up in the ceiling. You probably won't be able to get it on video, but
Right.
it's basically like a big tarp
A big tarp. Okay.
with like inflatable you know, things to
Well,
keep the water.
at first, when it first started to rain, I thought, oh, that's a really cool effect, and I looked, I could actually see the stage. I thought,
Yeah.
that's real water coming down on the
yeah.
stage.
Real.
Yeah, so the
rain
fog
coming
light covers
down.
the rain trough, so you can't really see
Right.
it. It starts raining, and then the rain pushes the fog out.
Right, and that's
And then
when
you're
I
like,
could.
oh wait, no,
Yeah.
that's real rain.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
So
so
it's
cool.
I still love the rain.
yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
really cool.
And when Mary Magdalene was just like in that mist coming down, oh
Yeah, she
man,
dances in the rain.
that was
It's
so
so cool.
incredible.
Yeah. So and all of
Oh,
these.
this is the slow motion table, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was incredible.
So the table's actually on like metal rails that stick up,
Yeah.
and then they come down through here. This is a magnet right here, and it'll just go into between those magnets. So when the table passes, the magnets close, and it just looks like a piece of fabric.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of our set pieces are they have aluminum structures, but this is all foam. So they just put foam on here, and then it's all carved, and then it's a hard coat. So the hard coat's kind of like a two-part plastic that they spray on them, and it's all hand carved. And a lot of the really intricate stuff on the set piece is actually CNC foam.
Out of the entryway so we can take
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the back side of the LED screen, which shows the video for the backdrop.
Here, precise.
And you said it was,
It's 110 foot wide and 30 foot tall.
but you said it was the largest one, or?
Yeah, when we installed it, I had talked to a guy who used to work at Disney. He didn't hear of anything different, but it was the largest flying LED screen in the world
At the time.
at the time. I don't know if that's still accurate or not, but
Still pretty impressive. Spotlight on her, Deke.
Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
So what is this?
This
The
is
dressing room.
right. This is the stage right men's dressing room.
Okay.
Yeah. Couple actors in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful show.
Who did you play?
I played James Aless.
There we go. James Les right here.
One of the apostles.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's
And
the angel right there.
Oh,
the
you're
presence
our
of an
angel. Wow.
Very cool. Thank you guys for letting us show your room. Well, like whoever.
The cover sheet.
Yeah, the cover sheet. So like Jesus is played by multiple actors.
Oh, okay.
So there's there's a shared role so that
Sure.
way they don't have to.
They don't burn out.
Yeah, exactly. So they switch, and then there's backups and understudies and all that. So this is how they know like who's out, who's like not here because they're sick or vacation or whatever, and what roles are being filled by, who.
Right, so they know who's doing what.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And even like the tech covers are on there in case some of the technicians or deck electricians are hurt, so out vacation, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, so you got everything covered.
Do you think that the dynamics of any given show is different depending on who's playing what parts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Oh, that's
you
cool.
pick your favorites, I'm sure. When you see the show 2 times, 3 times a day, you have your favorites
Okay.
in certain roles.
Yeah.
And each person could, have a different spin on it a little bit, not too much, but
Bring a little bit of a different kind of
Yeah.
energy to it, or a different
Exactly.
dynamic.
Yeah. So
That's
it's
really
very
cool.
true. Good observation. Yeah. Filtration system for the rain curtain. So they have to have it filtered and heated for the actress, so that way it's not cold water.
Okay.
And it's not stagnant water. So this is high tech. I can't even explain it. Nate could probably explain it a lot better than me, but
So we're
So they have clean, warm water.
yeah.
we're down in the basement now,
We're actually under the stage right now.
and there's still more sets down. Oh, this is Jesus's tomb.
Yep.
So they bring this up on the lift.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd go in there, but it'd be too dark to film anything. So
Wow.
let me back up here. Another boat?
So these have the mechanism for the drive is like the same as an electric wheelchair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the actors just drives it around. Cool.
That's cool.
Isn't that neat?
And let me guess, this is boat number 3.
Yeah.
If it says it, then we must be right. You are right. Oh my goodness. Good job here.
Okay, shh. I'm in a secret area now. I'm not allowed to film in here, okay? We're in the shop, and they are developing all of the set pieces for the next show, which is Esther. And it's going to be starting next March in 2020.
I believe.
And they're beautiful sets, but it's all a secret. I can't show you any of it, but it's really cool.
Supplies and stuff. But then the one behind that is like the training barn, and then the one back is like where the actual animals live. So.
That's the barns for the animals. And then they have a holding area inside the actual theater itself where they hold them for the shows, and then they put them back here in the barn where they live.
Oh, yeah, you can film again, even though it's a little gory.
That's what?
This is the Jesus suit.
When he was crucified.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of rubbery and very meshy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Huh, so that's when he was on the cross.
Yep.
Amazing.
Wow, and you can see all the blood and everything.
Yep,
Wow.
and pants. Yeah, they have to like squeeze them into that really fast, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So this is your station, your office here? or-
This is Kelly's side. My side is on the other side.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Okay.
I still use this side still. So.
Okay.
Yep. We got
So
the
big laundry machines and
industrial size. Oh, there's a wall there.
huh.
Yeah. Kelly has the new dryer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Do you know how they were holding Jesus up on that cross?
I-
That was the real actor.
Yep, the real actor was up there, but I think he has ropes that he like puts. I'm not sure exactly if he can like clench them. I don't remember. That would be a neat.
Because it was really effective. I mean, it was very real looking.
Yeah. I think he stands on something.
But when John,
Look at it.
when John is holding him, you know, never, and just wailing like that. Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
Well,
Intense.
there was one particular spot that really gripped my heart, and it was a little thing. But you know, how long have you been doing Jesus?
Last year and this year.
Okay, so the actors have done it many, many times.
Oh yeah.
The scene where Jesus came riding in on a donkey, and all of the women were dancing around and waving the palm fronds. There was one girl, she was just to left of center, wearing a green dress thing. I don't know if you know who she is, but she had this absolutely rapturous look of joy on her face. That's the Messiah coming.
Yeah.
When I realized how many times that actor has probably done that scene, and for her to be so authentic, she was just full of the joy of Jesus, you know.
It must be.
To be able to do that over and over again, it looks so amazing. She wasn't just acting; she was feeling it, even after all of those shows that she's done, you know. So it's like I said, it's just a little thing, but it just blew me away.
Yeah.
That it's so real to her that she can just be in it and realizing how much she loves the Lord
Right.
over and over and over again with so much joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is emotionally draining too, I think, probably sometimes.
Yes.
So they do need breaks. Certain roles, I think, need breaks. Like I was saying, yeah, we'll get it, honey.
Don't do that.
Here, you go stand at the door. Mary Mother, I think. Here, honey. Mary Mother last year wasn't shared, and I think it's shared this year. Such a heart-wrenching role to play. So, you know, I think that they decided that should be a shared role.
Oh, there's a line that she said right around the crucifixion sometime, I can't remember exactly, but she said, I expected my heart to be broken, but I never expected this. It tore me up.
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
You got to see this. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm still bawling. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go get a snack. Okay, you can go play. You go demonstrate. So this is the family room in case, you know, your little one
Like that.
like that starts to cry or won't stop talking, which happened to us about a week or two ago. So we had to come and watch the show in here, but it's a good thing we have this room for those restless kiddos.
So moms can come in here and the kids can play. They can watch the show there.
There's also a breastfeeding mom area that's private. It's curtained.
Over there. Okay.
That's great.
Sure.
That's very thoughtful.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
So we're just finishing the tour. After the show's done, there's nobody here anymore, but this is the main lobby, and this is usually cram-packed full of people. Really cool ceiling up here. And they have a gift shop at both ends, and they have DVDs of all the shows that you can buy, all the past shows they've done and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Sight and Sound.
Action.
So I just really wanted to thank you, Doriana and Nate,
Nate,
for this. This has been absolutely amazing. Not only to see the show, but to be able to come back and see everything behind the stage and the sets and all that.
Different perspective,
Oh,
right?
it is so cool.
It's incredible.
I just thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
And it's so nice to truly meet some new friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's been a subscriber for a while for our channel, and we always like meeting subscribers. And then after we started talking, I discovered that she's also a Thrive consultant, and she's further down in my team. So
Yeah,
she's on my team as
We're
well.
on the same team.
Not under me, down on the lower level. So that was cool when we discovered that. So
She's also got her own YouTube channel.
yes.
Ew.
Yeah.
About this guy
Yeah.
here.
And what's it called?
It's called Becoming a Heart Mom.
Becoming a
He has
Heart Mom.
Congenital heart disease.
Okay.
Do you want to check that out?
Yeah, we'll put a link below for that, so you can find her channel if you like.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Sure.
Do you want to show him your snack bowl?
He's doing so great.
Go take it to the camera.
And what is that?
Careful, so sorry. Well, get it in the, hold it out. Hold it out towards
It
the,
keeps holding. Here, bring it down.
down, away from you.
There you go.
Turn it. That works.
It looks wonderful. So, Mommy takes some of
There
the.
you go. I
Yeah.
can't see it now, but
Yeah.
so it's just a bunch of Thrive stuff together for
Fruit
him.
and vegetables, and a surprise could be coconut bites or cake bites.
Oh, neat. Yummy, yum, crunchy.
Very cool. So we're headed home tonight. We're going to get home real late tonight.
Yeah, it'll be late.
So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed coming along for this.
It's been amazing.
Wish Nate was here to say goodbye too, but he's off doing lighting stuff.
Yeah.
Dimmer check.
Dimmer check, yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I was going to say as much as we have, but I know you couldn't possibly have.
You gotta be here.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Yeah.
If you ever get
yeah.
a chance, it is an overwhelming, incredible experience.
Absolutely. So, Sight and Sound, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, or Branson, Missouri.
You're doing Samson now, right?
Samson in Branson and Jesus in Lancaster.
Yeah.
And then starting in March next summer or next spring, 2020, they'll be doing Esther here.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And then there'll be a season of the Christmas.
Oh, yep. Christmas in between there. Yep.
Christmas will be in between. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, something else I was going to say. Oh, yes. If you have ever seen Sight and Sound, put a comment below and let me know what you thought of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you go see one because of these videos, find one of. We also did a video from when we came and saw Samson 3 years ago, and I'll put a link here for that. So if you go see one of them because of these videos, I'm interested in what you think about it. So
Absolutely.
put a comment down below so everybody else can see too.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along.
Yep, live simple.
Live free.
Right.
Be blessed.
Yep, and we love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.